Right, so Shimbungu, the dog from Namibia, has found a forever home at the All Hearts Foundation in Hartbeespoort. He's back on his feet after a hit and run that left his back legs paralyzed after a video of him dragging his feet appeared on social media while his legs. Local residents decided to intervene. The lucky dog was found and taken to a vet for medical attention before he was transported to the foundation. A special wheelchair has been made to help Shimbungu. To tell us more about this inspiring story is Lexi Austin from the All Hearts Foundation. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I didn't even know there were special wheelchairs for dogs. Let's start with his story before we get into all of that. What happened?
So basically, Shimbungu was knocked over by a vehicle in Namibia, in Shimbungu. And then he was left for about a month with his condition, and somebody in the informal settlement notified the Ushana SPCA as to this dog. I mean, there were videos that went on social media of him dragging himself in the Namibian desert there. So eventually a search party was put out of where the Otto family spent the whole weekend looking for him, and they were tracking his spoor because obviously when he walks he drags himself. So in the sand you could see it quite clearly. And they found him on the Sunday evening. That's when the decision was made to obviously take him to the vet and have him euthanized because everybody thought he was in a lot of pain. So he spent the weekend with Dr. Lindsay Scott, who then assessed him and realized that his spine is broken between L5 and L6, but he is in no form of pain. He's a happy puppy, and she believed that he should be given a second chance at life. Because he's got no control of the bladder and the bowels because of the paralysis, he has to wear nappies potentially for the rest of his life. But we've seen some great improvements where if we're scratching him, he tenses his legs that you can see there. So we're doing a lot of physio and hydrotherapy with him, and it's going to be a long road to recovery, but we're hopeful that one day he'll be able to walk again. But he's a very happy dog. The decision was made we've had him for 2 months now, for them to send him to All Arts Foundation, which is our sanctuary, because we do have our main focus is wolves. That's what we've got there, which is ironic because the translation of his name, they say, means either wolf or hyena. But we've rescued a few other dogs that have been trauma cases, so we've got experience with this. And because we're there full time, we can, care to his needs. So he's with us, and he's a very happy dog.
His will to survive. I mean, you're saying he was hit by this car for a month.
Correct.
He wasn't even tended to. You say he's a very happy dog. You mentioned that his ears were cut off. Can he hear? What is his quality of life now?
he can hear. He's got full hearing. He's a typical puppy. He's your normal dog. They did cut mainly. This ear's gone. This ear they started on, unfortunately, and apparently it's just a belief that if you cut the ears of a dog off, they will never get sick. That's obviously where education comes into play. But he's got great quality of life. He's got friends. He's got a wheelchair that he gets around. When we give our tours to clients, he comes with us on the tours, and he just wants to play. He loves his toys. He's got his friends, which consist of a sheep, a pig, the wolves, other dogs, cats, and he just gets along with everyone. I mean, you can see he's a real baby. All he wants to do now is play.
But how much care actually goes into this? I mean, how many times do you change his nappies?
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and he's still growing, so he's very, very heavy. But I would say we're changing nappies every 2 hours. We go through 2 at a time because you have to cut a hole in the one for the tail to slide through, and then one to overlap. So it's a very costly exercise. So we always tell our supporters and that if they want, drop off a packet of nappies and some wet wipes and cream, bum cream. So it's just like having a toddler. But we are remaining hopeful that he will be able to walk and control, get to control of the bladder and bowels back. Once we know that, then he could potentially spinal walk, which we've noticed signs of him doing already. That's basically when he uses the back end to put pressure and lift his body and bring himself. You can see already
he just wants to be out.
Well, he just wants to, and that's it. And he's fast. He's very fast, but we don't like him to drag himself like this, so we've got the back end harness to assist him in lifting the body. And then his wheelchair as well, because it just takes a little bit more off the healing process if you allow that. So
very quickly for us, I mean, what has this done for you? You, like on a personal level, you cannot go through something like this or see something like this and see a story of resilience and it doesn't touch you? What has this actually done for you guys at the sanctuary?
It motivates us. I think we look at him every morning and we see how happy he is, and you can learn from him. His will to survive is, I tell everybody, my word is insane, because most people and most other animals would have given up by now. So I think he motivates us and he makes us appreciate the quality of life and trust, because the fact that he trusts us after everything he's been through, it's just remarkable, really. He's a little hero.
Thank you, Shimbu, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate that.
Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Lexi Austin from the All Hearts Foundation, together with Shimbungu. Right.